Hello, kiddies. Want to quick make some noise? Today we're going to be doing wacky delay effects with a little bit of brass that sounds something like this. Right. So let's start by taking the delays off. Going here as well. Right, so let's just hear the brass on its own. There it is. This is, for those who are interested, this is East West's pop brass, which is very cool. Actually, they've just brought it out. So the first thing we've got going on is on the brass bus itself, we've got a little isotope trash. Today we're just going to talk about delays. We're not going to talk about anything else. So we've got this little chap right here on. So let's see. That's a little tape emulation. Trashing it up a bit, giving it a bit of width. And it's playing a wet dry on the track. So there's two ways you can add effects. Either on the track or on an auxiliary or an effects track, as it's called here in Cubase. So that's a pretty standard delay. So what are we doing after that? Well, let's see what happens when we add this one in. Let it roll around. So, on this channel, we've got a little bit unfiltered audio, Salmon Pro delay. It's just dropping the sample rate down, a little thicker. We're putting some extra width on it. I don't mind middle and side stuff for ear candy. I wouldn't use it for anything that drives. But when it's ear candy, you can send it out there a little bit. And if you lose a little bit of mono, it'll just clean the mix up. A little bit of diffusion going on and some high-low passing. Bit of saturation, blah, blah, blah. So let's put the final delay in. Let's kick it off again. Oh, that's where it gets interesting. So, let's just take a couple of these things off. So what we've got first is the Brainworks delay. Put that back on. So let's have a listen. So what we'll do, put all those back on. Let's move this out of the way. And let's open up the auto on this. And you see we've got quite a lot of auto going on. And this is all on the second delay. So what we'll do is pause all the automation and have a listen to it without any of the auto. We've got a couple of extra toys here. We've got a standard Sandman delay, which I think I got for free. We've got a Pro Sound Man. We also got some JTS clips going on there. Lots of things happening. So let's park all those over there for a minute. So this is without any auto. And you can hear all it's doing is actually just pushing it to the middle. If we take a look at the Brainworks, the stereo width, if I get my teeth in, is about 50%. So whereas before we were pushing things wider, we're actually pulling these in a little bit. So you get that, tucks it in, so it gets wider and wider. And then straight down the middle. So that's the first thing that's happening with the Brainworks. So let's put the automation for the Brainworks back in. And let's take a look at what that's going to do. So we're over here. You see, so it's sort of hitting it in the middle and then pulling it out crazy wide and just setting it all to blah. Blah being a technical term. So that's kind of, it's cool. It's sort of not really there yet. So the next thing we got going on is the sort of basic Soundman delay. And we're automating the dry wet so we can bring it in. And I prefer to do this in use bypass. You can automate bypasses. They tend to pop and make little noises and stuff. So better, if you can, use a thing that's got a dry wet and just bring it in real quick. Then we've got delay time, which is this sucker. Sample rate, which is this sucker. And then we've got the kill switch. And what that does is just shuts the thing down straight away. One of the big problems you have when you start to mess around with feedback and delays and stuff like that is it'll start looping, and then you'll just get this horrible noise that's not worth it. So the kill switch kills it dead. So let's put the auto back in for that. And see what that does. And you've got a lot of stuff going on there. You got that kind of wacky, kind of Radioheady kind of sound. All done by just messing about with this stuff. Now, bearing in mind, this is a very short stab of noise. If you had a longer noise, a more protracted noise, more sustained noise, you could do slower moves and things like that. But you're working with quite a limited amount of audio. So you have to do things real quick. Then we've got a little bit of auto on this guy. There's not much going on here. We're going to auto some diffusion. And we're going to auto a bit of stereo width. One of the things I really love about this thing is you can set it's no echo and just put a bit of diffusion on something. It's really good for kind of heavy synths and keys and stuff like that. So let's put the auto in. And let's take a look. And we're going to be over here and over here. It's just sort of softening it off and helping get a little wider. And then the final thing we're doing, just your clip. Joey Sturgis, you diabolical genius. What we're going to be doing with this is just automating a little bit of drive. And that's actually it. Nothing else going on. So I'm going to put that in. See what that does. Yeah. It's just giving it a little bit of bite. And then the last part of the thing is very boring. Got a little Cubase stock. Just the gate, very functional. And all we're doing is we're going to automate this threshold to just help shut the delay straight down. They just shut it down and that's it. So let's put that in. Dead. Clean. So, let's go back to the get-go. Let's just take off all the delays. So, this is the effect dry. Funky. So let's add in the delays. Nice. That's it. Good night and good noise.